Welcome to Spoken Reviews, home of the Spoken Reviews. Today, guys, we're going to do a quick 10,000 mile review of the 2022 Chevy Silverado LT. All right, guys, we're actually a little bit over 10,000. I think we're at 11,000 now. So it's been about 11,000 miles, going on 8 months with the 2022 Silverado LT. Again, this is one of the best value trucks you can get. At the time when we got this vehicle last year, we actually got this vehicle for $48,000. And everyone knows getting a nicely equipped full-size truck for under $48,000 is definitely a great deal to be had. So I couldn't resist this deal, and this is kind of the reason why I went for it. But I kind of just want to go over some of the highlights, some of the things that we love about the truck, some of the things that we don't like about the truck as we go through this journey, and hopefully we can have this as a long-term vehicle. So we'll start this on a positive note with the things that we love. The first thing that we're going to say that we love is just the exterior. Really do love the design language of the Chevy Silverado. I think it's a beautiful truck. It looks great, and I do feel that this design is going to age very well. You definitely have the classic Chevy look with the Chevy bow tie in the front, but it kind of brings in more of a modern look to it. So definitely love the lines and love the arrow of the truck. Next thing I want to point out is just the footsteps. These are great, especially we spend a lot of time, as you've probably seen on other channels, on our ranch that we have in Texas. So just getting in and out of the truck bed, we like to use the truck as a truck, so that's fantastic. Love those. Next is going to be the tailgate. We have the multi-function tailgate. So this is phenomenal, just to be able to get in and out. And as you guys can see, we got both generators going here right now, so we're constantly using the truck bed. So to be able to do that, it's great functionality. Absolutely love it. So the one thing I will say is that I do have the step, but whenever you have your hitch on, you guys can see right there, you're not able to pull the step. So if I want to pull this, and it's not on them, this is, completely on me, right? I can't fully get to the step, and I use my hitch so much that it's almost easier just to keep it in there. But I mean, this is fantastic whenever you use it. But again, with the hitch, it's going to hit that right there. So not on Chevy, completely on me. I need to do better at taking out my hitch. I'm not actively towing, which, I tow my trailer and so a couple other things, but not constantly towing. So I probably need to do better at just kind of taking the hitch out. But absolutely love that design. It's amazing getting in and out of the truck bed, especially as I get older. Yeah, it saves time. It's fantastic. I really think that this is something that other manufacturers need to copy. Ford does have their step where you can pull out the step in here, but just this setup to me is probably the best and the smartest setup out there. The next thing that I love about the truck is just the actual space. So again, we came from the 2015 Ram 1500 before this, which we loved. I do think that when these seats fold up, and I can't pull them up right now because of the car seats, we just left the grocery store. But yeah, the amount of space in here is phenomenal. So really do love the amount of space. The next thing that I want to point out is that the actual truck bed, the depth is about 1 inch more than my Ram and also the Ford, and because of that, I can fit in my generators a lot easier with my tonneau cover. With my Ram, it was a struggle just because it was a tad bit, less deep. And the Ford, you're gonna have that too. And you guys that have Fords or Rams, please comment below. But just getting things in with the cover can be a bit of a struggle. But you guys can see here, there's definitely plenty of clearance for me to get my items in there. So again, if you guys are using a truck for the purpose of a truck and using a truck bed, having the extra depth is fantastic. So I really do love and appreciate that. The next thing I want to talk about is just the interior. You can't beat this interior, especially for the value. Again, 48 grand. And honestly, when it came down to the wire of actually making the decision, so like, I'll just kind of lay it out. To get a comparably equipped Tundra was going to be like 58 grand. So I could have got the Tundra with a little baby screen. And I mean, you guys can make fun of me, pros or cons, but I am a tech enthusiast. I love having the screens. I love having the interaction. And for 48 grand for this LT, well equipped, couldn't beat that. But just the amount of data that you have going on, and I switched from Android, but Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, but also I pay for the OnStar map. So sometimes it's funny, I can actually have both maps going at the same time to see like what's the best routes. I can have my CarPlay going on one side, then I can have my Google Maps, which is included in the OnStar. But yeah, the technology is fantastic. Just the all the data and the screens that you can see. Yeah, it's just, yeah, anything and everything that you need, it's here. So absolutely love that. Next thing I'm going to say is, again, the LT comes with the cloth seats, which actually I prefer. Whenever you get the leather seats, especially in Texas, anywhere down south, it just gets so brutally hot that the leather seats are almost, you know how it is. Like when you get into your car and yeah, it can be brutal. So love the cloth seats. I love how firm they are. They feel great. You can see with, 11,000 miles on the vehicle, really no wear and tear. They're phenomenal. Next up is going to be this big V8. Yep, so this is actually my first V8 vehicle. The Ram that I had was a V6. And we all know that V8s are, they're a dying breed. And as much as I love electric vehicles, and I do plan on my next truck being electric vehicles, I figured, hey, I'm 35. I'll probably only have one chance to have a V8 the way things are going. So I had to jump on the chance. This V8, it's a powerhouse. Absolutely love it. 355 horsepower. It's a powerhouse, but also when you're just cruising at like highway speeds, it does phenomenal. I've gotten 25 miles per gallon. The best I've got is 27 miles per gallon. So if I'm just cruising at 70 miles per hour and I'm just chilling in the right lane, I can do phenomenal. But if I want to, be a race car, I can do it. But again, this V8, it's amazing. Absolutely love it. To me, it's probably the best V8. The Hemi V8 and the Ram, it's amazing. It sounds probably better because of the muffler system, but that V8 is super thirsty. People, if we're being honest in that, you're probably getting 12 miles per gallon in the city, maybe 18 on the highway versus this guy. Yeah, it's amazing. So gotta love the Chevy V8. All right, let's talk about things I don't like. I don't like that the LT does not come with automatic folding mirrors. I think that's kind of a cop-out. My 2015 Ram, and that was just a Lone Star edition, so again, very similar equipped one, definitely had the automatic folding mirrors, which is just, big truck, you need to be able to fold your mirrors in, and having to get out and fold them is a pain. So definitely something that I do not like. Next thing is going to be the fact that there's no sensors in the bumper. Again, my 2015 Ram had the sensors and a Lone Star edition. So again, with other manufacturers, with Ram specifically, they throw out a lot of perks at you. And the fact that you don't have sensors is kind of a pain. The camera is great. You can see everything that you need. Just having those sensors over there, but also not having them in the front. And that's one thing that truck drivers, we all know that it's easier just to reverse in because you really can't see that great in the front and not having the sensors, right? So super cheap to add sensors for a vehicle, and I get the chip shortage, maybe a part of that, but not having the sensors does definitely, it changes, the ability. And I've been driving trucks for, over 15 years, so love trucks, but having the sensors was just a nice perk that we had with the Ram that we do miss. And the elephant in the room has been just the issues that we've had with this truck. Again, we've had this truck in the shop, about 4 times. For electrical issues, but it's been good since March, but it's only June. So the last 3 months have been good, but the first 3 to 4 months with the truck, there are numerous issues. We had an electronic control issue. We had an issue with where the brakes actually failed. I can put a screenshot of that. It was just kind of extremely frustrating to the point that something that I love that should be very enjoyable as a new vehicle, just a pain, constantly frustrated. I was, almost at the point where I wanted to get rid of it completely. But again, the last 3 months have been great, but in the back of my mind, I'm looking at the warranty. I'm looking at the fact that I'm at 11,000 miles. If I keep driving and the same issues happen and then I'm having to pay out of pocket, that's going to be, an issue for me, right? So I can't say, it's like a love-hate relationship. I love the truck, but in the back of my mind, just the reliability is an issue. Even though it's been good now, and people have joked with me and they've told me that Chevys are just like that. Most of them have issues, and then once you get the issues fixed and the tweaks fixed, the truck's gonna last for forever. It's just getting the initial tweaks out, right? So again, in the back of my mind, I'm constantly thinking, if I would have went with the Tundra, the Toyota, had the Toyota reliability, wouldn't have had these issues, right? Because Toyota's known for the reliability. Chevy, they can go long, but they have issues. And then Ford, of course, they're great vehicles, but they have a ton of issues. But anyways, guys, this is just a quick review, 10,000 miles. Love the truck overall. Just, you know, really enjoying it. Pros and cons, again, it's 80% pros with this truck. Love the truck. But there are a couple cons, and if we're just being transparent, that's why you guys are watching, right? You guys are watching this so you guys can get some honest feedback about owning the vehicle. So overall, I'm loving it, but who knows, you know, 6 months from now, a year from now, if I have more issues with the truck, I'll definitely be trying to get rid of it. I'm kind of mentally at the point that if one more thing goes wrong with it while it's in warranty, I'm definitely going to try to unload it. But if I can get through the next year with no issues, who knows? And honestly, I'm undecided, right? So I go back and forth between it. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful truck. But just those major issues that we had, and we've put those on Instagram, we've put those on TikTok and on YouTube, right? Cataloged that before, so I'm not going to harp on it, but that's the big issue for me. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this quick 10,000 mile review of the 2022 Chevy Silverado LT with the V8. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up for me. If you liked the video or have any questions, leave those below. If you want to see more videos like this, sub to the channel. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great day.